Hello, folks. Today I want to talk about Joseph and how his brother's hatred for him turned. They intended it for harm, but God turned it into good and benefited Joseph. So Joseph's father, Jacob, had many sons, 12, I think, but Joseph was Jacob's favorite. Therefore, his brothers hated him. Jacob gave Joseph a coat of many colors, and he hated them. They hated him even more. They plotted what to do with him. Some wanted to kill him, others wanted him alive, but punished somehow. So they all decided to throw Joseph into a pit. Then along came some Midianites, and they decided to sell Joseph to them. Now they took his coat of many colors and ripped it and slaughtered a goat so they could smear blood on the coat. Now they can go tell their father Jacob that his favorite son was dead. Meanwhile, the Midianites took Joseph and resold him to Potiphar. Joseph did many chores and duties around his house for quite some time. Then one day when Potiphar was not home, Potiphar's wife decided she liked the looks of the young man, so she tried to seduce him into bed with her. Now Joseph knew better and fought his way free of the woman, but lost his shirt in the process. Now she's angry, so when Potiphar came home, she made up a story that Joseph tried to force her into bed, and she screamed out as loud as she could, and being scared, Joseph fled the scene, leaving his shirt behind. Now Potiphar, believing his wife, threw Joseph in prison, and he was in there with the butler and the baker. They had dreams and told Joseph about them, and he interpreted the dreams for them. They were grateful for that and for his companionship. So Joseph said, "If you get out before me, please remember me and ask Pharaoh to release me when you get out." Then Pharaoh released the butler for an upcoming celebration, but hung the baker from a tree. And the butler forgot about his promise to Joseph. So about 2 years later, Pharaoh had a dream, and none of his men could interpret the dream, and that is when the butler remembered Joseph and how he had interpreted their dreams. So Pharaoh released Joseph, and he came to interpret his dream for him. Pharaoh had a dream of 7 cattle and 7 ears of corn, both good and bad. Joseph said the cows represent 7 years, and the 7 good ears of corn means 7 years of bountiful harvest, and the 7 skinny ears of corn means it will be followed by a 7-year famine. So now they knew to put the harvest back for hard times to come, and Pharaoh was very pleased. So they made plans to put the grain in storehouses all over the city during the good times so they'd have it during the bad times. And Pharaoh made Joseph second in command, which came with many privileges. So on down the road, when the 7 good years were up and the famine came on the land, Jacob had heard there was corn for sale in Egypt, so he ordered his sons, "Take this money and go to Pharaoh and buy some corn before they all starve to death." The 10 sons left to buy corn, but left little Benjamin behind with Dad, so no harm would come on him, because Dad really liked little Benjamin. When they got to Egypt, Joseph saw his brothers right away and hid his face from them. They bowed down and begged him to sell them corn, hence fulfilling the dream Joseph had as a boy, which I kind of forgot. And Joseph, of course, was kind of angry at how they had wronged him earlier, so he accused them of being spies, which they denied, of course. But Joseph locked them in prison for 3 days and questioned them about his father and other brother. They told him his father Jacob was still living and their little brother Benjamin was at home with his father. Joseph said, "I will keep one of you here, and the rest of you can go bring your youngest brother to me." This will prove to me that you are honorable men and not spies." When they got home to tell their father all that had happened, they opened their sacks to show the corn, and they were shocked to see their money in the sacks with the corn. They were really scared now. When they explained everything to Jacob, he very reluctantly said, "Take the lad and double the money and just hope it was an oversight." This time when they arrived, Joseph said, "Bring them all to my place and they will eat with me." After they had eaten, Joseph told his steward to fill their sacks with as much as they can carry and put the money back also. "Oh yeah, put my silver cup in the young lad's sack." Then after they loaded and gone, Joseph ordered his men to go after them and check their sacks and bring them back here for stealing my silver cup. So they did as they were told, and when they overtook the brothers, they were terrified. Not even knowing what was going on, the men searched the sacks and found the money, and they were sitting there shocked and denying any wrongdoing. The men opened Benjamin's sack and found the silver cup. So now they're going back to Egypt to face the consequences of something they didn't even do. When Joseph laid eyes on them, he told them, "The small lad will remain here and become my servant. The rest of you are free to go." So, freaked out and knowing this can't happen, one of the brothers spoke up and begged Joseph, "Take me and let the young one go, for if we return without him, our father will die." Joseph left the room to cry out of their sight. Then he couldn't take it anymore, so he goes back in the room with his brothers and confesses, "I am your brother Joseph, who you did sell me as a child. I forgive you, for technically it wasn't because of you guys that I ended up here in Egypt anyway, but it was God's plan. Go tell your father that I'm alive and load everything up and hurry back here and dwell near me in the land of Goshen." The word spread to Pharaoh, and he was very happy for all of them. He told Joseph to send wagons so they may load the whole family and their belongings. "Come live here with us in Egypt, and what is mine is yours." So they went back to the land of Canaan and fetched their father and the entire extended family, along with their belongings and their flocks and herds, and returned to live in the land of Goshen. Of course, Jacob met with and blessed Pharaoh and lived happily, knowing that his son Joseph was still alive. Jacob lived another 17 years there and died at the young age of 147. The moral is, what others meant for harm, God turns to good. So God bless you all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This helps the videos come up in the YouTube's algorithm and spread the word even more. You can do it. Just hit the thumbs up button. We'll see y'all next week.